Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Focus on South Texas. February is Black History Month, but the San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum is open all year for you to learn about the Black experience in Texas. And this month is filled with exhibits, movies, and river tours hosted by SAAACAM. And here to tell us a lot more is CEO Deborah Omowale Jarmon. Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so February, a very exciting time for SAAACAM. So tell us about this year's Black History Month and how the museum is honoring African Americans and labor.
That is, yes, it is an exciting time for us, and we're excited to celebrate labor. When you think about it, African descendants were brought to this country as a position of labor, but we're looking at it from a broad scope. Thinking about the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, it is the 100th anniversary, and there was a large local right here in San Antonio, local number 9. And so much of the information that we have about that union, which was started by A. Philip Randolph, was actually from the San Antonio local. Who knew? But the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, they worked all over the country, making sure that people were well taken care of as they traveled via the train.
Obviously so much history, and I understand there's also a very unique anniversary that is happening this year. Tell us more about the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Car Porters, and how does this association tie more into San Antonio's history?
Absolutely. So Sunset Station, the beautiful train station that we have in downtown, was the hub for the sleeping car porters, and so many of them lived in Denver Heights. So this created what you would call a middle class, more of a middle class for San Antonians. So a lot of their wives were teachers, and this created a space for people to create a neighborhood and also for people to see the country. When I think about my upbringing, my dad worked for the railroad, and that was a way that we got to see the country by just hopping on a train. So
I love that. And I understand that a pop-up exhibit was shown at the Whitty. And now it's available to travel around the city, so not at the Whitty, but around the city. So tell us about this new exhibit. What is it, and where can people see it?
Well, the new exhibit is entitled Black Robes, Bold Legacy, and it's African American leaders in law, and it's all about the legacy of lawyers and judges here in Bexar County. And all you have to do is go to our website, saacam.org, and request it. We have about 11 pop-up exhibits that are available to the community for rent at low or no charge if you're a nonprofit. So we want to make sure that the community is attached to history through an African American lens 24/7, 365, not just Black History Month.
I love it because, you know, and I know there's that saying, oh, you can learn something new every day. And truly you can. And I think the more people, you know, kind of delve into the history, the more, you know, it's just fascinating.
Absolutely. And plus we'll find out that we have so much more in common than we do different.
Absolutely. And this year's film series, you know, SAAACAM's so busy.
We're busy.
So, I mean, from tours to exhibits to the film series started on February 6th with Miles of Smiles. I love that. Tell us about the films that will be shown in the coming months.
Oh, we have some great ones. You may know about Ida B. Wells. What a lot of people may not know is not only was she pivotal in the women's suffrage movement, but also she did a lot of writing around anti-lynchings in Memphis, and then ran out of Memphis actually to Chicago. But she did not stop her advocacy work. We're celebrating the 100th birthday of James Baldwin with a documentary on him. We have a documentary on domestic violence. We'll have one on Black women and maternal health. So lots of great topics. And what's so wonderful about our film series is you just don't come and watch a film, but you're also engaged in conversation after the film, and it's a safe space. We have local subject matter experts that's going to talk about how does this film relate to us in San Antonio. So it's a great time, and once again, it is free.
I love that, because a lot of times, people, you'll watch a film and you have questions, or
Yes.
something, kind of tugs at you after watching it. And, to be able to have that conversation with, the subject matter experts and those who have watched the film as well, and just to kind of be able to share that commentary, I think really helps facilitate that dialogue. Right?
Absolutely. And they're all at the Little Carver. They start at 6 p.m., so you're home before it's too late. So we hope to see you out.
I love that. Okay, we have to talk about the boat tours. So the Black History River Boat Tours. I love this because this gives another perspective on San Antonio's history along the river. So how can viewers get on board?
I love that pun. All you have to do is go to SAAACAM.org and get your tickets, and it's about a 90-minute tour. We go all the way up to the Pearl, exploring the history of the river, again through an African descendant lens. So much history. People, they always get off the boat and they say, I didn't know that.
Right.
And we are just really having a good time training new docents. Last night we had the privilege of speaking with someone who helped Maya Angelou, who used to live here. See, you didn't know that, did you?
I did not.
Who helped her find her condo and gave us all this information about that. So those are the kinds of things that you'll learn about. And where was her condo? Of course it was on the river.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my
She
gosh.
loved San Antonio. She was here so much that she said, I want to move here.
I did not know that. I love that. Fascinating.
Yes.
And what are some other events that you guys have coming up this month?
So we're so excited to partner with the Bernie Public Library. Out in Bernie, there was a freedmen's colony. Again, a lot of people don't know about that. It was also the site of the first campground in the United States specifically for Black girls. And the Camp Fire Girls, which is what they were, Camp Founder Girls, that's what they were called, started there. There's a documentary that will be screened on February 22nd at the Bernie Public Library. There's also an exhibit at the library that's talking about honoring Black voices, and that is the African descendants that lived in that area and how that community is all but wiped out just based on the sprawl of Bernie. We have a Black History Art Market that will also be on February 22nd, right at La Villita, our historic arts village. So family friendly, come down, you get to experience art, create something, but also meet and purchase arts and crafts by local Black artisans.
I love it. So for more information, the best place to go is just to visit the SAAACAM website.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Melissa, for having me.